On the evening of Friday, October 20th, the 2-6 Dragons hosted the 1-7 Birmingham Seaholm Maples in an OAA Red crossover game. The Dragons were hoping for a win on homecoming to salvage their disappointing season under first-year head coach John Blackstock. Less than 5 minutes into the first quarter, Matt Freeman fields a Maples punt at the 41, splits defenders, and takes it all the way to the Maples 25-yard line. A few plays later, Dylan Frank walks into the end zone from the 1 for the Dragons' first score of the game. The PAT was good, Lake Orion 7, Seaholm nothing. On Seaholm's next possession, the Maples are looking at a 2nd and 10 on their own 33 when quarterback Joel Mitchell hands off to Chase Mentag, who finds a hole and is finally tripped up at the Dragons' 27 for a gain of 44 yards. On the very next play, Nick Lang takes the handoff, turns the corner, and races into the end zone for a 27-yard touchdown. The extra point was good, and the game was tied at 7. At the start of the second quarter, the Maples marched down the field and are threatening to score when they decide to go for it on 4th and goal. But the Dragons' defense holds their ground, and the Maples turn the ball over on downs. On the very next play, Dylan Frank gets the ball and fumbles, giving the ball right back to the Maples on the Dragons' 6-yard line. A few plays later, Mitchell feels the pressure, rolls to his left, and is picked off in the end zone by Tyler Vestrand. A few plays later, the Dragons are just across midfield when Blaze Lauer hands off to Dylan Frank, who streaks down the sideline and somehow manages to find the end zone to cap off a 47-yard touchdown run. The PAT was good, Lake Orion 14, Seaholm 7. The Dragons' defense forced a punt, and the offense began their next drive on their own 15-yard line. On 1st and 10, Dylan Frank takes the handoff, and he is gone 85 yards into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game, giving the Dragons a 21-7 lead with 2:37 left in the first half. Once again, the Dragons' D comes up big and forces another Maples punt. The Dragons begin their next drive on their own 47-yard line. On 1st and 10, Lauer fakes the handoff to Frank, gives it to Johnny Haggett, and he goes 50 yards all the way to the Maples' 3-yard line. 2 plays later, Kobe Manzo takes the handoff and plunges into the end zone to give the Dragons a 3-touchdown lead as the second quarter came to an end. At halftime, the homecoming court was introduced to the crowd in attendance. Returning to Dragons Stadium was last year's King and Queen Connor Schlitt and Gianna Rowland to crown the 2017 homecoming King and Queen. Connor handed the crown to Matt Martocci, and Gianna placed the tiara on the head of Sierra Avendt.
I was just so excited. I didn't expect to win. I was just so excited to even be on court, and I'm just so happy that I won, and I got to win with my best friend.
Yeah. I mean, I second that. It's the same. But.
Yeah. Describe the week and what the week has been like for you.
It's just been incredible. We've gotten so much support from our friends and family. It's just so great to see all the love that everyone's been giving us, and I'm just so happy, like unbelievably happy.
It's just been a super duper fun week, and I was a little stressed just because we have so much going on with all this stuff, but it was really, really fun, and I'm excited to hear about it.
Back to the action. In the third quarter, the Dragons are facing a 2nd and 6 with the ball on their own 13-yard line. Blaze Lauer hands off to Dylan Frank, and this happens. Unbelievable. Dylan Frank's 4th touchdown of the game was an impressive 87-yarder to give the Dragons a 35-7 lead over the Maples. He finished with 300 yards rushing, but the Dragons weren't quite done scoring yet. With just under 2 minutes left in the third, facing a 2nd and 6 on the Maples' 32-yard line, Lauer rolls right and hits Kobe Manzo, who stiff arms a would-be tackler to reach the end zone. With a 35-point lead, officials initiate a running clock the rest of the way. The Dragons added a field goal to make the final score 45-7. We caught up with Coach John Blackstock after the game.
Boy, you sure gave a good show on homecoming.
Well, yeah, and that was part of the plan. We talked about that Sunday night, that this game is important for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's homecoming, and that's important. Number two, to, honor the community that continues to support us through a tough season, and most importantly, to send our seniors out on a great note, because of what they've put in over their 4 years, and especially this year.
The Dragons finished the season with a 3-6 record and will lose over 30 seniors when they graduate, including Dylan Frank. From Dragon Stadium, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV Sports.